So I have so many questions because we've gone down this dark rabbit hole of like looking at all these properties. I don't even know what questions to ask. So my question is it a fool's game in today's market to go ahead and sell the big house in hopes of buying two smaller houses?
Well, I'll say I think it's really situational. Charlotte, where I am, it's still a strong market. It's cooled down some, but inventory levels are still not really high. It's still a seller's market, and it really depends on your situation, what your plan is. Do you own a home somewhere else that you're going to move to, a vacation home that you're going to retire to? It would make sense to just cash out and sell. Or are you looking for a smaller home that you could do a fixer-upper situation and keep as an investment property? So it really depends, and it's really important that you get with a real estate professional and go over your particular situation, see what you can get for your home by looking at comps in the area. What are you looking to buy? And figure out if the money makes sense for you.
So is my next step then to get with a realtor? Is that what I should start doing before we start just randomly researching the internet for cool properties and stuff?
Aaron, Regina?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I work with a ton of investors, and there's a lot of people in your situation that want to do something similar. Really comes down to your finances, what you want to do long term. And if you're looking at doing an investment property as well as a house to purchase, there's a couple of things to take into consideration. Um, your primary residence, you're going to have a lower down payment on. And as far as the loan type, it's going to be different than an investment property. On an investment property, you're looking at putting 20 to 25% down instead of 5%. And so again, based on your situation and how fast you guys want to grow your real estate portfolio, kind of depend on how fast we get you into two houses versus one.
Well, part of the problem I have right now is we don't have another place to move into. And so if I sold my house today, I would be out on the street or I'd be living in my car because I got a YouTube channel. And so because I have a YouTube channel, I need a quiet place that I can record. And so I don't want to move into just any neighborhood. And I don't want to sound selfish or whatever, but I don't want to move into an apartment where flushing of the toilets and clanking of pipes and people talking and whatever is a factor. I don't want that to be a factor. And so if I were to live in the same area that I live in right now, I would need a different property. But how do you get a smaller, cheaper house? And I'm just going to throw this out there, but let's say that I have $1 million tastes on a pauper's budget. If I'm trying to downsize and get two houses for the price of one, I'm going to have to skimp on some of the fancy stuff that I enjoy right now. And so what next? What do I do with that?
Well, I think there's solutions for every problem. I've seen lots of clients sell their house and then go into rental properties while they try and figure out that situation. For you specifically, again, it's situational. You could rent studio space so that it wouldn't interrupt what you're doing. If you're moving to a different area, that's going to factor into it too. Are you selling in a market that's a seller's market and then moving somewhere in the country or a different part of the state that's more beneficial for buyers? So again, it's totally situational, but you need to be realistic too. If when you're downsizing, more often than not, you are making some sort of sacrifices, but think outside the box. Think I could rent studio space, or a lot of people, if they are moving to an apartment, but they love gardening, they're community gardens that you can go and fulfill that need. So if you want to sell your house and take advantage of a hot market, you may not be ready to bite the bullet and buy something. You may want to rent, figure out your situation, find other places to fulfill those needs, and then reevaluate when you feel like the market's a little more stable for your situation.